Welcome back to Melodic Memories of Light's Monarch. I'm Casey, and wow, are we ever close to Christmas Day, holidays, some time off, and even more so to the end of the year. It is so insane that we are this close, and as this is coming out, I need to say first and foremost, happy anniversary, 20th anniversary to be specific, to Kingdom Hearts 2. Now, obviously, I'm a massive Kingdom Hearts fan, and it is a series that means a whole hell of a lot to me. And Kingdom Hearts 2 is the very first Kingdom Hearts game I have ever gotten to experience, I ever played, way back probably, I want to say around 2007. So I was only like 8 years old or so. I remember going to the store, the movie store, yes, when those were a thing. I am aging myself, of course, but I remember going to the movie store and seeing the case for Kingdom Hearts 2 and originally thinking that it was a golf game, a Disney golf game that I originally tried and, unfortunately failed at playing, at understanding how to play. Yeah, I didn't understand golf when I was little, go figure, but it was originally what I thought to be Disney golf, which I wanted to give another shot because I wanted to try again, and when I booted it up, and if you played Kingdom Hearts, you already know, but it starts with Dearly Beloved, which is an amazing piano arrangement by Yoko Shimomura, and it is I guess, for lack of a better term, the title screen theme for, like, all of the Kingdom Hearts games. There's different versions of them, but it started with that and went into the title screen, and there's these oceans, you can hear the waves, and it shows Sora, the main character. I didn't know who that was at the time, and just thinking back on it, seeing that, it's so vivid in my memory, but him standing in the water with a popsicle in his mouth, looking off into the distance, and you can start the game from there, and it's just such a vivid memory for me, and it also, pertains to music, because that is a key memory, and then starting the game and seeing Sanctuary, the opening movie that starts Kingdom Hearts 2, such good memories, just ones that I treasure, and probably will treasure forever, but first Kingdom Hearts game, I started it up, was so happy that it wasn't the golf game because it started a long, lifelong love of playing and experiencing Kingdom Hearts. And it is an amazing series. I can't believe Game 2, Kingdom Hearts 2, is finally 20 years old. Absolutely wild. At this point, I don't know if Nomura himself has said anything towards the game being 20. Because, mind you, it is 20 in Japan. It's not quite 20 years old in North America yet, but it will come to be next year. And it's a monumental moment. It's wild to say that the second entry is 20 years old. And it makes me feel very old. And I feel like, wow, where has the time gone? But looking back upon the many years, I understand when putting it into perspective. It's just wild, though, all the same. And I'm sure everyone listening, even if you don't know Kingdom Hearts, you at least can understand that point of it. Now, it's 20 years old in Japan. I have a lot of memories, fond memories of playing the game over the years. And it is my number one favorite video game of all time, the second one in particular. And, of course, the series is my favorite thing pretty much in general, right next to music, and it's lovely that it is a series that holds the themes of just, being true to yourself and not being afraid of, relying on your friends and constantly finding the light within the darkness. And Kingdom Hearts 2, I don't know if anyone has played it. It is a very popular game nowadays, and it is thought to be a very legacy title, and I'm happy that it's turning 20, and I just fingers crossed that sometime tomorrow, being that as I'm recording this, yes, breaking the fourth wall, it is unfortunately still Sunday. So we will see if there's anything posted about it, Nomura's comments, maybe some details, we will see. But if anything is shared, I'll share it on my socials, at Lights Monarch. Follow me on there if you care to know. But otherwise, if we don't get anything for Kingdom Hearts 2, I mean, hey, Kingdom Hearts 4, give us something. Like, I know I'm just being that guy, but please, fingers crossed. I know I already kind of talked about how we're just in straitjackets waiting for Kingdom Hearts 4 because we're insane. But I don't know. Maybe there'll be something, even if it's just a little nod, like Kingdom Hearts 4 is on the way. Like, just say that, Nomura, please. But Happy birthday, Kingdom Hearts 2. Now, Avengers Doomsday. We got some teasers, or at least a teaser, and it shows us that Steve Rogers, Chris Evans' character at Captain America, is going to be returning in Avengers Doomsday. Now, that's not all we've gotten. There's been quite a few leaks. I guess there's going to be some more teaser trailers dropped for the Avatar Fire and Ash, which is the new Avatar movie. And there's going to be more Avengers teasers to start that movie off in the theaters. Now, I don't really know how to feel about it. I'm not going to talk about the leaks because I've been trying to stay away from them myself, so I'm not going to put them in here by any means. But the one that we have gotten officially released is the Steve Rogers one. And I gotta say, I am quite conflicted. I know I don't really talk about movies, but again, this episode might just be a little bit smaller and a bit more filled with rambles because I'm working towards next week's episode, which is the big top 10 releases of the year for me. But I wanted to keep it simple and just talk about this and a couple other things here. But as for Avengers Doomsday specifically, I gotta say I'm conflicted. I know Marvel isn't what it used to be, of course. Like after the whole Infinity Saga, it, has went downhill with the whole multiverse saga. And I know it's kind of changed a lot. Originally it's supposed to be the Kang Dynasty and everything. And that got completely scrapped when Jonathan Majors turned out to be kind of like a bad guy for, lack of a better term. And it's going to be interesting to see what this brings for Avengers Doomsday. They've revealed a lot about it. Nothing like particular or specific, rather, in terms of story elements and actual plot points. But we know some characters, and specifically superheroes and supervillains that are going to be appearing in this movie. And I gotta say, it rubs me the wrong way that we know all of these things because it makes it less surprising. And I know that maybe surprising isn't something a movie needs, but I feel like I already know kind of, maybe not what's going to happen, but who's going to be returning. I wanted there to be some characters that I'm like, holy shit, what, they're in this? But they kind of revealed all of those guys already, and maybe not all of them. Maybe there still will be surprises, and fingers crossed that that's the case. But just looking back at the actual marketing for what Infinity War and Endgame got compared to this, completely different. And it's just unsettling, upsetting. Like, it's not what I would have wanted. And I don't think, maybe I'm in the minority here and everyone wanted to know, but like, even back when they announced Doctor Doom being Robert Downey Jr., I didn't need to know that. Like, I would have rather figured that out in the movie when he's taken off his mask and, whoa, it's Robert Downey Jr. Like, what? Like, that would have been an insane moment. And then I know they've already talked about a lot of the X-Men characters coming back from, like, the old X-Men movies. And even that alone is just like, why? Why do we need to know all of this so soon when the movie still, to this day, is a year away? Like, absolutely wild. I don't know why they're doing it the way they're doing it, but they're doing it anyways. So if y'all are interested, check out the teaser trailers. I don't know if they're officially posted, like, on YouTube, but they are being shown before Avatar Fire and Ash, and I imagine by the time that's all done, we'll get those teaser trailers for the public to see. But I don't know. It'll be a wait and see kind of game, so I just hope that it means good things and that the movie isn't going to be completely revealed before we actually see it. But it is the MCU, modern day MCU, and it, isn't living up to the hype that the last phase did with the whole Infinity Saga. So it's going to be interesting to say the least. And on top of that as well, we also found out that Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movie, Brand New Day, has wrapped filming, and it's going to be in theaters July 31st, 2026. So very exciting things. I know that movie as well has been quite leaked. I don't know exactly what the leaks are. Again, not talking about it here. I do not support leaks for music, for movies, for really anything. I do not appreciate them. I think that anybody that, actively shares the leaks to the public, you suck. Share them with your friends if that's the case, but don't share them online. Like, I'm sure you guys have places to be able to do that. I don't need to see them. I don't want to see them. I don't want to hear them, But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Spider-Man, I'm a huge fan of, and it makes me excited to see what happens in this Spider-Man regarding the last movie. So I gotta say, it is probably the MCU movie that I'm looking the most forward to. But apart from the MCU, and to get back on track with music, we got Taylor Swift. Now, she released her part 3 and 4 of the Eras Tour documentary on Disney Plus, and I gotta say, awesome. More info, more background behind the scenes stuff, which is always good when it comes to anything, really. It's lovely seeing the behind the scenes if you're into it. And I'm excited to say that December 23rd, we're going to get the final parts. So we might actually see all of the Eras Tour documentary before the Who Cares About Black Veil Brides, that documentary for Black Veil, before that even comes out. But regardless, I will be talking about that when I can, when it actually drops, that last part of the Black Veil documentary. But as for Taylor Swift, to stay on track with her, very cool. I still need to catch up. I haven't seen all of them. I just got to say, from the little clips I've seen on Twitter of certain parts of the documentary, I'm very intrigued. I'm very curious because it's Taylor Swift. She is at least one of the biggest artists in modern day and modern history. And it's awesome to be able to get this inside look of the Eras Tour. Like, that is probably the biggest tour of all time. And not even probably, it most certainly is. Biggest tour of all time. Most definitely the most successful of all time. It's kind of what made her who she is now. And whether or not that's a good thing, I mean, that's up for interpretation, of course. But a bunch of inside look at her journey through the Eras Tour. So very, very excited to get to that when I have the time. And other than that, Taylor Swift, she actually became the very first female artist in history, out of all of them, to have 4 albums spend at least 10 weeks each at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart. Now, that is probably going to be something that goes down in history. And I don't see it. I mean, I know records are made to be broken, but that is a record in particular that I don't know will ever get broken. A lot of her records, I don't know how or when, if we will ever see them be broken. And maybe we will, years from now, but as of this moment, there's no artist that is as big as she is. And obviously, her business practices kind of make it so she gets all these sales. Like, she sells more than I've ever seen any single artist ever sell, different variants of vinyls and different box sets of like CDs and different versions of this and that. And it gets to be very overwhelming. And as a fan of Taylor Swift, I can't call myself a Swiftie anymore because, again, I went over that in a couple episodes ago, just not sure how to feel about it all. But the business practices, they're a little predatory. It's going to be interesting to see what she does next because I don't know, I'm sure I'm not the only one that kind of fell off with this last album of hers, The Life of a Showgirl, but I'm at least able to say that she is successful and has been breaking records and making new ones, and this is one of the new ones that she has, again, made. So congrats to her, and again, I am looking forward to see that documentary. And also, shout out to Black Veil Brides. That is the documentary that I'm most excited for because we're going to get that next episode. Again, probably Andy's birthday, which would be Boxing Day. So keep an eye out, and you might get lucky in finding out what the end is going to be. So who cares about Black Veil Brides? I sure do. It is their newest documentary series. Go check it out on their YouTube. There's 4 parts out now. If you haven't seen it at all, believe me, you're missing out. If you're a fan of Black Veil, you gotta watch. Now, I want to say quickly, excuse my voice if it sounds a little bit hoarse or ran dry, ran out. I'm running on fumes just a little bit. It has been a hectic last couple weeks amongst the Christmas busyness as well as just working like crazy because holiday season, people are everywhere. It is nuts. I'm sure you guys understand whether you celebrate Christmas or not. And that's where I want to say happy holidays, be it Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, any of them under the sun. I don't know even all of the holidays that are going on in December for the end of the year, but I can say without a doubt, Happy New Year. I know I'll say it again next week's episode because that's when it's closer, but we're almost at the end of 2025, and that alone is mind-blowing to say the least. And I'm very excited to see what next year brings. I know I've touched on it a little bit in the past, but obviously Black Veil, we've got new album from them. We've got some new Bad Omens coming. Not sure if the album will be ready by next year, but they're continuously working on it, as stated just in a recent interview, I believe with Rock Sound or one of the publishings there. They did come out to say with Noah Sebastian, the singer of Bad Omens, that they are still working on their record and hopefully it'll be out, soon within reason. So fingers crossed. And that's just 2 bands. Obviously there's a whole ton, and I'm still holding hope for something album related from NF. I'm not going to say that that's going to come. We just got Fear. If you haven't heard it, again, check it out. Very good EP that he dropped, but there's just a lot to look forward to next year, and I don't even know where to begin on saying all of the things to look forward to, but there are quite a few. Now, I wanted to kind of transition here to say, rest in peace. We lost somebody on Sunday, and that somebody was James Ranson. He sadly passed away. He's an actor that I know him best from It Chapter 2, and he unfortunately passed away at the age of 46 because of suicide. And I know that we've lost other people this month and maybe even this week that I might not know of, and my heart goes out to all of you that are dealing with loss, even if they're not a famous person. Those ones are obviously a lot harder to deal with when they're close to home, but I just wanted to touch on this specifically because of the suicide part. And I know this might be a little heavy. Apologies. Again, if you don't want to hear about this, just fast forward a little ways. I just need to get this out and say that the holiday season is a very tough time for a lot of people. And I know that it can also be a very happy, joyful time. Like that's what's always shown, be it on TV, Christmas movies, even in public. Like all of the advertisements are like, be happy, spend time with family and all this and that. And some people don't have that luxury. Some people don't get the luxury of having a family to spend time with. They might have lost them in the past, or they're just feel completely alone. And I wanted to say that if you do feel alone, there are ways to reach out to people. Be it the suicide hotline, which will be in the description of this episode, the number that you can call, or a website as well. I'm sure there are some. If I can find one, I'll put it in there. But it's just to go and say that regardless of how dark it may feel amongst this holiday season with whatever you're dealing with, because I can't even begin to imagine, everyone's story is different. Just know you're not alone, and you will have someone to reach out to in some way. Like, suicide, in my opinion, and frankly, just as a standard, should never be the answer. And your life is worth a lot more than that. And I don't mean to sound preachy. I don't mean to go off on a tangent, but just know you're not alone. And this holiday season, it will pass, just as everything else does. Just hold on and keep pushing through. And that's, I know, easier said than done, but stay alive, and there will always be a sunrise after the dark night. So please take that as you will and keep it close to your heart. If anyone else out there that you see might be struggling, give them a hand, give them a smile, something. A smile goes a long way. Anything to just be nice to other people and spread that kindness that, the holiday season is meant to be known for. And all that aside, to say rest in peace to that man, and I hope that no one else feels like that is their only option. And if you are feeling that way, there are resources to reach out to, and my heart goes out to you. Know that you are not alone. Now, all that aside, to kind of move on to something that's a little bit brighter, a little more cheerful, Lars Ettinger, he's an actor, a German actor that has been cast as Brainiac in Man of Tomorrow, the next Superman movie by DC Studios. And it's in theaters July 9th, 2027. It's a long ways away, like a very long ways away, but it's really cool to see that they're starting to cast these characters. And I gotta say, I've seen what the guy looks like. He looks like if he was bald, he would be a perfect Brainiac. So I'm very excited to say that, they casted right, and I'm excited to see that trailer when it finally comes out. Obviously, It'll probably be after Supergirl comes out, which is due next year. It just something to look forward to when it comes to superhero movies if you're not quite into the MCU anymore. Now, to move on to 21 Pilots once again, I know I've talked about them quite a lot, but I need to talk about them again because something happened. And that is that Breach has been named the best album of 2025 by Hot Topic Music in a fan-voted bracket. I was able to take part in that fan-voted bracket. It was on their Instagram stories. You could vote for them. And it is over now. 21 Pilots won with Breach, which, hell yes, it beat out so many albums. It even went against Even in Arcadia with Sleep Token, and the final match was against Sabrina Carpenter's newest album. Love that 21 Pilots won. The right album won, I gotta say. And even if it was just fan voted, I mean, those are the awards that I take the most because, or at least enjoy the most and take with the most merit, because that's the fans. That is what they choose. And I mean, what's better than getting a fan voted award, right? Because those are your people. And of course, Hot Topic, I mean, you'd kind of expect a Hot Topic-esque band to win. 21 Pilots, I mean, they're right there. So just lovely to see. It is probably the best album of this year, in my opinion. And I'm happy to say that it won that award. I know it's not maybe the most, egregious award or anything like that, but it made me smile and happy to see. And also, I need to throw a congratulations out to Clancy, which was their album before Breach. It had just been certified platinum in the UK, which is a huge deal. Hell yes. First and foremost, it is an album that deserves that. And I gotta say, if you guys want to hear anything 21 Pilots, give Clancy and Breach a listen. They kind of go hand in hand, and they're probably the most polished and most mature the band has ever sounded in both albums. So if you're looking for some alternative music, some rock music, I don't even really know what genre to even say other than that because there's so many. 21 Pilots doesn't really conform to one genre, so give that a listen. Something over the holidays to check out if you haven't already. And to kind of finish off, I wanted to also touch on Even in Arcadia by Sleep Token. That has officially been certified gold in the UK with an equivalent of 100k units sold, which is also congratulations to Sleep Token. Now, all that aside, again, the year's almost over. This episode is going to be a lot shorter, so apologies, but I hope that you guys, are having an amazing holiday season and hold out for my next episode, which will be the big one, where I touch on every release that I loved, or at least the top 10, I should say, more so, because there might be more than 10, but I hadn't really listened to much music this year in terms of new things, so it's going to be interesting to see when it all comes together, because even I don't know at this point what that list is exactly going to be. Hopefully y'all are having an amazing holiday season and enjoying yourself, enjoying the company of family if you're able to. And again, if you can't, there's a way to reach out to any people. I mean, the internet's a wild thing, wonderful thing. And don't feel too alone because someone out there will get you, will have your back. So all that to say, rambles aside, hopefully everyone is ready for Christmas, everyone that celebrates it. And if you guys have any holiday music recommendations, they don't need to be Christmas music. I'll put that right out there. But let me know. @Lights Monarch on all socials. Hit me up. Send me some music. I would love to, listen to something new, hear something cool. And that's a way for me to grow my music taste as I'm trying to move away from Spotify and streaming services in general, be it music or movie or anything really. I don't want to subscribe to these subscriptions anymore. And first and foremost, I got to get my iPod all up together and rip all my CDs to my computer and put the tracks on there. And it's going to be a process, but a process I'm looking forward to. And who knows what this next year will bring, but we'll get there when we get there. And all that to say, thank you so much for listening, and thank you for discovering the music within.